All right, hello. I am Philip. I am here with my wife, Anna. And we are also here with our friends, the Fialas. So everyone introduce yourself and say hello in your name. And I don't know how this is supposed to work because I haven't done this before.
I haven't either.
Hello, your name, and I don't know what we're supposed to do because I haven't done this before.
It's good to meet you.
That's so bad.
Just start with the question.
Just start with the... Well, no, people need to know who everyone is.
Yes, because if we're posting this on our...
Yeah, because we'll be posting it. You guys
On
will be
your
posting
episode.
it.
I was just saying
Whoever's
because
listening
you're
needs to
making an
know.
intro, beforehand.
I will be making an intro beforehand.
Oh, okay.
But...
And
So
are we
with you
recording?
guys, we are recording right now.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We can edit a bunch of stuff.
So who are you?
I'm Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Phil.
Who's this lovely person you brought with you today?
This is my wife.
Yeah?
I'm
Yeah.
his wife, Nicole. Yeah, and you are?
Oh, they know me. I got introduced already, but I'm Anna.
But their people don't
Oh, that's
know you.
right. Yeah, I'm Anna. I go with Philip.
Yep.
You go with Philip.
So we're doing a joint episode today, and it's going to be awesome. There's literally nothing that could go wrong.
Yeah.
And the Sam and Nicole have allowed me, I've kind of pressured them into it. I still get to ask my silly question.
Yeah.
So for everyone here at the very small table that we're all at, my silly question for the day is, what is a physical attribute about your spouse that if you had to trade, you would trade it with them? So I can go first, just to give an example. My wife has incredibly beautiful eyes. I would love those eyes. So I would trade eyes with my wife.
That's a good one. It's not gonna get you in trouble.
The advantage of being the one to ask the question is that you have time to
I was-
Aww.
Yeah.
You have good eyes, Sam.
I think I would take my wife's teeth.
What about
Yeah.
you, Anna?
I know she ain't taking my teeth.
I would probably pick your hair.
Oh.
Oh.
That's fair.
Because when it's grown
fair.
out, it curls.
Yeah.
You never
You
know.
like the picture that you guys saw.
Well,
Yeah.
that picture, your hair was wet, so the curls weren't.
Yeah.
But,
Still.
he gets actual ringlets. And it's
Yeah.
more blonde
I get
than
like
mine.
10 out of 10 surfer dude hair.
Wow.
It gets greasy within 6 hours. But
Ah.
it was,
Interesting.
yeah.
So, yeah, I would trade my hair for you.
Cool. So, I mean, it's pretty painless, you see? The silly questions.
It wasn't
Easy
that
enough,
silly. Yeah, it was neat. Do you have...
I like how we all stayed shoulders and above for
Yeah.
our
Very
answers.
Because we don't know if they're...
You need to sit closer.
Sorry, yeah, and we don't know if they're children. Listen. I could have said something. You can edit that.
Only if you make me.
Oh my.
I'll make you.
That's fair.
Thank you. Do you have a silly question for them?
Oh, do you have a silly question? You can totally hit us with a silly
Well,
question.
maybe not silly, but he has random questions
How about a
all the
random question?
time.
So if you were a rat
Okay.
in a maze
Yep.
and you came to an intersection where
Okay.
you could only go left or right, what direction would you go and why?
Okay, so this is one single decision for a single intersection.
Yes.
This is not a method of how I would play the game.
Nope. You're a rat and you just get to an intersection. You have to take a left turn or a right turn. Which way are you going and why?
I go right.
I mean, I'm going to answer based on a method of how to play the game, and I'm going to say left.
Okay.
Yep.
I'd go left too, just because I feel like it right now.
Okay, yeah. Where would you go, Sam?
I think I'd go right because it's the right way.
But was that just for
Oh
the dad
my
joke?
goodness.
Yeah.
That was a silly joke. Sorry.
So there's competitions that engineering departments get into, and it is you make a robot that solves a maze the fastest.
Oh.
And in the early days of that, when it was simple programming, they would basically set them up to just take every left turn, and that will get you through the maze to the end.
Why not every right turn?
I don't know what the calculation was or what they figured out, but that was slightly faster.
I guess because if you get to a dead end, you take two lefts and then you're turned around.
There was one year where they were doing the thing, and this wasn't a rule yet, but these designers made their robot with like a scissor lift. So it lifted up a camera, took a picture of the maze, came back down, and knew the path. And then they were like, no lift. No lift devices.
Philip is that person that exists to find the loopholes.
I do.
They make rules because of Philip. That is
my youth pastor. He was like, if I saw Philip grin when we finished explaining the game, I knew it was because we left some hole.
Oh, I am the opposite. I'm more like I'm a play it by the book.
So by the rules. Yeah, me too.
I'm like, no.
I get so irritated.
You gotta follow the rules.
I'm like, that's not the spirit of the game. He's like, but it's the rules of the game. I'm like, but that means you win and I don't.
Topic for the day. We had thought of asking the question. As missionaries, which I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, everyone at the table is considered a missionary. Yes. Okay. Great. So we're all subject matter experts.
All right. So let's define missionary.
Ooh. Yeah. Go ahead.
Well, in this. Well, because Sam and I had this conversations when we were dating, because I was not a missionary. So I believe that everyone's supposed to live missionally in the sense that we're all to make disciples, right?
Yeah.
But in this context, are we talking about missionaries that go overseas? Like they kind of go outside
Leave
of their
home culture and go to a new culture to spread the gospel.
Is that what you're...
That is what I am meaning.
Okay.
And or using it just in the general, modern Western Christian sense of a missionary generally works for a non-profit and moves to another country to do some sort of Christian-esque humanitarian-ish work. Or church planting or something like that. And
is typically supported by partners.
Yes. So I wanted to clarify that because in South America and Latin America, people see missions as doing missions short-term trips. Yeah. So I was doing missions, so it's like they were being missionaries for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and they're not hired or employed. They do it as a volunteer job. So just people know that we are talking about that kind of missionary work.
Yep.
There's missionaries that are employed by mission organizations.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. That is my thought.
Okay.
Yep.
Good.
But shameless plug, our friends are currently support raising.
That is true.
Yay!
So, link the show notes below. They are going to where?
The Amazon in Peru.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sooner the better. Yep. So, yeah, just thought I'd put that in there.
Thank you.
Shameless plug. Link in description.
By the end of this conversation, hopefully you'll love them as much as we do.
Oh, we love you guys too. So yeah, we're all missionaries.
Yes, and I think this question only is going to apply to that type of missionary that you've just defined. One who's going overseas, living
in a cross-cultural
context. So the question being, as missionaries, in said format, you are often going to be meeting people when you go somewhere, establishing a relationship with them for months, maybe a few years, and then parting ways. Either because, you go to a center, you're working with other missionaries, then they're leaving for a furlough, or they go and move home, or whatever the case may be, and even in the context of this relationship between us and you guys, we've gotten to know each other over the course of a little over a year, and now it's, as of tomorrow morning, kind of sort of goodbye, with the hopes that we all see each other again and can hang out in the future, but also the acknowledgement of we don't know what the future brings. We don't know where any of us are going to end up long term. So I just wanted to bring up that as a topic. How is that experience for you guys? Have you guys felt that in your journey to this point?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is that a good feeling, a bad feeling? What are the feelings associated with those hellos, goodbyes?
I don't know if I want to put a label good or bad. I
Yeah.
think it's sort of just a reality that we face. And one thing, we had 2 weeks ago, a sermon at our church, they were talking about, like, rejoice in everything. So
Yeah.
I think sometimes you can look at it in perspective, oh, I'm losing relationships all the time.
Yeah.
And it is a perspective to look at it, hey, whenever I meet new people, I make good relationships, and they go, I'm losing a relationship. Another thing, it's like, hey, I have the opportunity to meet lots of people that are doing God's work, and there's this unifying, our faith in Christ unifies us.
Yeah.
And so it's really neat that I find a lot of times in missionary contexts, you can connect with people pretty quickly because people are, like, you have the same goal and vision. It's like you're both working towards the same goal, and so they can help form really strong relationships really quickly.
Yeah. You have this deep underlying commonality and camaraderie, even though you've never met each other before.
Yeah.
You kind of can get a lot about the other person because you're involved in the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's sort of, I think you can come at it from both directions, but I think as a Christian, as we're called to rejoice in everything, although it does hurt to say goodbye, but then to look at it from the perspective of, I heard actually a different missionary tell me this, it's like every relationship we have is a gift from God.
Yeah.
And then when we say goodbye to people, it's like, all right, God, you gave me this gift of a relationship with somebody for a certain amount of time, but it's yours. Like, God's the one who gave it to me. And so then it's like, there's times like, all right, God, I have to bring this back to you. And it's like, thank you for giving me the gift of this relationship for this time. I think this was a missionary, and that's how he explained it to his kids. Because his kids were in the midst of having to say lots of goodbyes, and so... And it's like, even though he told me, like, hey, this is what I say to my kids, I'm like, oh, that's actually really good.
Yeah.
And I've sort of tried to adopt that way of thinking. It's like every relationship I form, it's like, all right, this relationship is a gift from God, and it's from Him, so I have to be willing to return it to Him as the time comes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of trust in the Lord, too.
Yeah.
Because, for instance, for me, in Costa Rica, I had a bunch of people around me that are not Christians. So I was carrying this responsibility on my shoulders that, there's no Christians around them. It's my responsibility to bring the gospel to them and stuff. But trust in the Lord that if it's leading you somewhere else, He's the one taking care of those people. Like if you were in a case where you were the one sharing the gospel with them and the Lord's calling you somewhere else, for me it was like, you got to release that. It's not your responsibility. You did what you had to do, which our job is to share His good news of salvation and disciple people. But there comes a point where if the Lord's calling you to go somewhere else, you gotta trust Him and be obedient.
Yep.
So it's like, all right, this person is yours, Lord. His heart or her heart is yours, and you're the one who can change it. I cannot change it.
Yeah.
And it's tough, but you bring your feelings to the Lord, and it's like it's painful, but I'm being obedient, and I trust that you're leading us, or me if you're single, to do your will and to honor and glorify you.
Yeah.
So how do you hold in tension then this realization of like for instance, y'all are going to be in Chicago for a short period before going to South America, to Peru. So how do you, as individually and then also together, like approach, I'm only here for a short time. Do you like capitalize on every person you get to know, or do you tend to retreat? Like, what do you do with that tension of I'm only going to be here a little while? So what do you do with the people that you're interacting with?
Would you like to go first?
Yeah, I think for me, I guess that's sort of like my philosophy in interacting with people. I think it's like God's called us like to love people and to show love to people. So I think like wherever I go and different places I go, I try not to treat anyone besides my wife and family like differently. It's like, okay, if I'm in a place and it's like, if even I don't know somebody super well, it's like if I have an opportunity to share or talk with them or somehow pour into them, or if they open up to me about something, I try to be really intentional in the moment about connecting with that person. Another part of the philosophy that I sort of have, it's like a lot of times I try to pour into the relationships where I'm at the time, but on the flip side, then I'm not as good as keeping up in relationships when I'm away. So I think sort of the way that I handle that, I try to I try to form good relationships and pour into people where I'm at.
Yeah.
So each place,
heavy focus on the proximity-based
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah, so I think for me the most important thing I think I found is whoever's like in proximity to me, those are the people that I try to relate with the most.
Yeah.
I've just found, not that like you can't keep up with someone well over the phone, but there's something about a face-to-face interaction with somebody that definitely is a lot more connecting.
Yep.
So generally I look for that, and I find that a little more filling. Even if I'm only somewhere for 2 or 3 weeks, I look for those like face-to-face interactions.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I find things can be encouraging for me. God could be using someone to talk to me about something in my life, or sometimes I've had the opportunity to share and talk into other people's lives. So I think it's sort of trying to be available to like what God has for me in the relationships in each place that we go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's similar for me. Like, if we visit Costa Rica, which we've done once since we got married, but I tried to be very intentional with my friends back there that are non-believers. Like, spend a lot of time with them and share, like, be super intentional about sharing about the Lord and just being there. Like, if we're away, like, we keep in contact, but it's not the same as being in person.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think I have a similar approach to be very intentional in making disciples. We like that relationship approach.
Yeah.
That you walk with people. So I think that's the important thing about doing missions cross-culturally, because you go and live there for a longer period of time and you walk with people.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question?
I think so. Yeah. I just know that I tend to be very where I'm at. So the people that I'm with, I'm making I'll go deep really quickly. I'm pretty easily vulnerable with people that I'm getting to know. And then, one of us moves on, and I'm not good at if you're not in my proximity, I'm not good at keeping up relationships. So sometimes I will get overwhelmed with the thought of like all the goodbyes. And like, because they do feel a little more heavy when you think I'm not going to see you all the time, our relationship's going to be different. And so sometimes I'll feel a tension of wanting to hesitate to really go deep, because I know I'm only going to be here for a little bit. So we'll just have the fun relationship, not the deep, heavy, heart-to-heart stuff that I might have if I think you're going to be in my life for a long time. And so I think that's something I wrestle with even here, because this is a very transitional base. So people are coming and going all the time. But, so when I think about that, then I get overwhelmed with all the goodbyes. So I think it does help me to stay, like, I'm planted here right now. And what you were saying about that missionary friend saying, like, these people, what a gift from God that these people are. Like, that is such a reality that I try to hold on to. It's not like God's taking that gift away, because of Christ, we have this relationship for eternity. Even if I never see you again on this side of eternity, on this side of heaven, one day we'll all be together and there will be no more goodbyes. And like that, I hold on to that, because I hate goodbyes. That is the thing that will make me cry. Like, even just a short goodbye, like when Philip left for Bush Week, for what? Like, what at the time?
5 days?
It was 5 days. I was a mess because of the goodbye. Or if there's a goodbye in a movie, whether it's a permanent one or a temporary one, I'm just a puddle on the floor. So
every time.
Yeah. So it's a very unspoken part. Like, you don't see that from the outside looking into missions life.
Yeah.
You don't think about all the goodbyes until you get into the culture, and then everyone's like, goodbyes are just part of being a missionary. But what a promise that that goodbyes aren't permanent.
That it can be easy to forget that promise, or easy to like lack the visceral feeling of that hope of like, because of how transient and unstable all of the relationships that we have in the physical present that could, they're here for now, but we all have a very real sense that they're probably not going to be forever. People are going to move away. Country politics might dissolve. We might have to move again. Whatever the case may be, like, it is a reality that maybe we have in mind more than most of. I'm glad that I have this hope that these relationships are forever. That even though I'm saying goodbye now, it's not always goodbye. It is a Tigger goodbye, the TTFN, ta-ta for now type goodbye.
Is Winnie the Pooh a Costa Rica thing?
Yes,
okay.
I agree.
I feel like this has been a trend of our friendship. Is this a Costa Rican thing?
Hey, well, we learn about each other's cultures. That's
true.
Great.
Yeah,
it's true. I think one thing also about this topic is that it makes you like long for eternity.
Yeah.
And well, the Bible says it, that He has put eternity in our hearts.
Yeah.
So this is not our home. That makes you remember
yes.
and have very present that this is not our home. Our home is with Him eternally. So it's like, all right, we're just working for what comes ahead. We're fixing our eyes on Jesus and spending our eternity with Him.
Yep. Yeah, a Bible study that I was doing recently was, and it was sort of in response to, psst, we're about to get somewhat political. Immigration is a big topic in the U.S. right now. So I was like, okay, what does the Bible, Old Testament stuff
I saw that
say
you did that.
about immigration? And the verses that I was finding were very interesting. And, Paul is writing in the New Testament, basically advocating for always remember that you yourselves are immigrants, and he's writing to people that are immigrants, people that are not immigrants, to whatever these churches are, saying like, we all have this common heritage because of Christ in, you were once slaves, like bring it all the way back to Egypt. You were once all slaves, immigrants wandering through the wilderness. Keep that identity with you, that you are still in wandering, waiting for that eternal home that we're all waiting for. That we are all have a citizenship in heaven, not a citizenship in whatever country we were born in.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that is an identity that we should carry. And so that longing for home, being heaven, should be the longing that we all have all the time.
Yeah. I think C.S. Lewis has a quote that is essentially, if I find myself longing for something more, that is evidence that I was made for somewhere else. Like if here and now is not satisfying, there's a reason for that. It's because I was designed for a different home. Yeah. And I think goodbyes are that. It's like, if goodbyes are so painful, I think there's so much grace in it for now, but the goodbye, the separation, the parting of ways was not the original intent. I don't know how that works spatially in heaven, but that's, I think about that really every time we think about saying goodbyes. It's like, this shouldn't be right. Why is this so hard?
I have found it hard, and I've not moved out of the country yet. Just in moving from Tampa, where I grew up, to Ocala for a little under a year, and then here, it's like, there were a lot of very close relationships. I mean, one with my former roommate, then boss, and like we had very many relational roles. Nico, but he is like a brother to me, and I'm like, it's been forever since, like, I see him at Christmas basically, maybe once over the summer if we go back to Tampa over the summer, and it's like, I long for that relationship that we had, that I know we'll never have the same way in this life, but I long to have that restored someday in heaven. And when we were in Ocala, like, that was not very much time. It was 9 months. And one of the relationships that I built there, his name's Andrew, and he's like, dude, I miss you guys so much. Like, you were here right in a time where, he was needing people around, and we were around. We did disc golf all the time, and he's like, when are you guys coming back? Like, I want to hang out. And It's like, man, there's going to be a lot more, like, I'm going to be to Andrew a lot more times in my life.
Yeah.
And other people are going to be like that to me, where it's like, oh, they came in at a time when I needed them.
Yes.
And it was so good, and then they moved on. And vice versa. You know, I might be someone who's in someone's life, and it's like, oh, I really needed you, and then you're gone. So, yeah, that distance. I feel that distance a lot. And it does sometimes discourage me from pouring in, because it's like, you know, we're just going to pour in, and then it's going to be gone. And we went to this ice cream place in town here called the Waxhaw Creamery. That has apparently been the place where Ann and I meet people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we met this couple.
It's a good place.
Like,
Yeah.
the kids were making eyes at each other, our kids and their kids. And so that,
Our
like,
kid.
Seems like having kids is a great way to
Yeah.
make friends.
It is. Keep that in mind.
yeah, so we start up conversation, and they're a cool couple that did, like, YWAM mission stuff at one point, and so we start hanging out, and then they're like, oh, by the way, we're moving back to England in, like,
A month.
a month. It's like, okay, we'll try to get with you guys a couple times before you move, I guess, to foster this relationship and get close so we can say goodbye. Dang
And
it.
logically, yeah, and like on a
Yeah.
logical, if we didn't have this I don't know, hope of eternity, or the
Yeah.
reality that relationship is not just proximity,
Yeah,
it's like, why put in the effort?
yeah.
Or just that overwhelming like time crunch.
Yeah.
But it's like, now we've got a relationship with these people that will carry on.
If we ever go to
So-
London, we know who to call.
Is it London?
One important thing I think about, like, plugging in with people where we're at, when you look at, I think it's in Ephesians, Paul talks about, like, the church growing together. It's like you're not growing as an individual in your relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
A lot of times when they talk about growth, it's like growing together in community. So I think there's a big aspect of Christianity that's growing together in community with people. And so I think to some aspect it's sort of a commandment, hey, we need to be in community with people where we're at, and a lot of times we never know how long that's going to be.
Yeah.
So I think some of it too, a little bit, it's like, okay, if we want to be obedient, it's important to be in community where we're at.
Yeah.
That is a really good point,
It is
because
also.
the tendency can be, especially like when living in transition, so you're about to be in a very transitory time, and then moving into a new culture and
Hopefully
navigating all that,
settle
it can be very like inward focused, like I just don't have the capacity to. So having a commandment to be in community, I think, is a gift that God gave us. Like, hey, don't forget, this is something you need to do for your own good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I see the dual, like it is a blessing to a community, like the church growing as a community, it has to be together.
Yes.
But also when life gets crazy and you want to turn inward, you have that compelled commandment.
In the book of Hebrews, there's like, I think there's 2 verses that talks about encouraging one another daily, and it's like a daily thing, encouraging brothers and sisters in Christ
as long
daily.
as it is called what day?
Today. And so it's like, you look at that, it's like, okay, whoever wrote Hebrews, I don't think it was Paul. Some people might disagree with me, but
Getting controversial here.
Yeah.
I feel like that one's a pretty well agreed on. Maybe not well
That
agreed
nobody
on.
knows.
yeah.
No, well, that there's some ambiguity there.
Yes.
But anyway,
We can agree.
I agree. There's ambiguity. I do not know who wrote the book. Carry on, please.
yeah. So I think like you see at least 2 times where it talks about, like, almost seems like a command, like, hey, go encourage one another.
Yeah.
And it's hard to encourage one another if there's not another to
Yeah.
encourage.
That is true.
And then also, like, looking at Hebrews chapter 12, where it talks about, like, therefore, since we were surrounded by such a great cloud of witnesses,
love that verse.
it's like, hey, you know, I don't know. I think that, again, it's talking about community there. It's also referring to Hebrews 11, all the, like, the founders of the faith.
It is talking about community. It's, you are not just a part of whatever community you're at right now in this life. You are also a part of this whole heritage community. And I think because of the blessing of Scripture that we have, I can in some ways be in community with Habakkuk. You know, a guy who lived in a time I would have no idea what to do if I was dropped in that time. I would be like, where is the GPS? How do I get anywhere? You
How
guys
about
don't
the
have
bathroom?
street signs. I can have community with him
Mm-hmm.
in reading his wrestling through a very difficult time. And it's like, oh, wow. Thank you, Habakkuk. Well, thank you, Lord, for inspiring him to write the thing. But, like, thank you for giving me that window into your life. You and I are in community in some ways right now. And I can be encouraged from that. Now, I don't think it should just be that. Like you're saying, we do need to be in community with other people in the physical space.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, on the flip side, because we can. Sorry, I read my Bible in Spanish, so when I want to say a Bible verse in English, I'm just like, ugh. But paraphrasing, Bible says that think of everything that's good, that's pure, that's honest. Because we can focus on, it's too painful, and it is. It is so painful. Like right now, I can physically feel the pain of leaving.
Yeah.
But we should also look at the good things, which is that these things make you appreciate people more. Makes you appreciate the gift, like Sam was saying, that they are the gift that the Lord is bringing to you. Because sometimes it's so easy to complain. At least I don't know about you guys, but I'm prone
Our default setting is complaining.
I'm
Sometimes.
very prone to complaining too. So I don't know. Let's say I get to meet Sam. We're not married. We're just friends. But let's say that I just didn't like something that he said or does or whatever. I can start complaining, and then that's gonna bring like a hindrance in our potential relationship or encouragement one another in Christ. So
that could also happen if you're married.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably shouldn't complain even now that you're married.
But you're right. But like you start valuing people more and making the most of your time talking about what's important, like fixing your eyes on Jesus. Like I just love my friendship with you because we talk about Jesus most of the time. I just love that. And another thing is that comes to mind when thinking about community and fellowship and saying goodbyes and stuff. I think that even though as missionaries we might say a lot of goodbyes, we can connect with our family in Christ easily, because that's what brings us together. That's what brings us unity. Because back in Costa Rica, like I have friends that look like me, grew up in Costa Rica, were born in Costa Rica, whatever. I couldn't connect with them very well. It was so uncomfortable. I was like, So I connect a whole lot better with you, Anna, or with you, Philip, and with you, Sam, that you guys were born in a completely different country. You look so different than I look. You were just
not as beautiful. Sorry.
No.
I accept that. I look way different than you.
And just different cultures, different languages, and everything. But the fact that we follow the same God, that we love Him, and we want to honor Him, helps me be closer to you than it brings me closer to most people in my family that are non-believers. I don't know if it makes sense. So I can be closer to an indigenous person in a tribe in the Amazon that believes in the Lord than to someone in Costa Rica that doesn't believe in the Lord and that shares my culture.
Oh, that's really interesting. I hadn't thought about that.
So I think that's the beauty also of it puts things in a different perspective.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Jesus saying, where's my mother? Where are my brothers? Those who are doing my Father's will. Though that's my family. You know?
That's true.
So I was thinking, just sort of to summarize things we were talking about. So you were asking about, like, all right, missionaries, we have to say goodbye a lot. And then...
just have lots of transient relationships.
Yeah. So I think... I was trying to, like, trace all that we've talked about to figure out how we got to talking about community from... We have a transient lifestyle.
And are you about to map the conversation?
That's what I'm trying to do.
Do it. I support you fully.
I think just to help me figure out, okay, how did we get there? So I think, like, so we started talking about, okay, so, like, viewing a relationship as a gift from somebody. At least that's what I brought up. Then we talked about... Oh man, where did we go after that? We were talking about how like the importance of having relationships with people and connecting with people.
Yeah,
and then
that's
sort of
having that incarnate community around you that you're connecting with.
Makes us long for heaven.
Yep.
And then sort of like the importance of community, and it's sort of like a command to be in community.
Yep.
So I think, I think then I'm trying to go bring us back to your.
Are you about to hop on one of those two-wheeled things with the handlebars and segue us into the next topic?
No. At least I don't think so. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I was trying to figure okay, how does that all tie into your original question? Because I think, yes, it's transient, and I think because we've hit on a lot of topics. It's okay, we live in a transient lifestyle, but relationships. I think one of the things we've defined relationships are really important to have, and it's a commandment to have relationships.
Yep.
But then still, the goodbyes are difficult, and then having an eternal perspective. Is that?
Yeah. So it is both a blessing that we get to have all of these relationships, even though what I think most people would kind of expect as the standard life is there's not so many goodbyes. So we have that reality of, I am only going to be with these people for a short time, and then I may not even ever make it back around. Mm-hmm. You've got Paul writing to all these churches, I hope to come back to you. I hope to come back to you. Mm-hmm. Most of them, he never made it back. So it's you still have that longing to be with all these communities that you've had the blessing and opportunity to connect with for a time. But then you may never come back to. But that also leads us to have that stronger eternal realization of the hope that we have, that one day we are going to be in that place where all the tears are gone,
It makes me think of, I was talking about a couple days ago, living a lifestyle where your life is always on the line. We were talking about Steve Irwin and how he would be wrestling alligators or handling dangerous snakes. His life was actually on the line every day. But I was thinking about it. It's when you're actually putting your life on the line every day, you realize that each day could be your last, and so you live it to the fullest. I think that kind of is the same mindset we can have as missionaries when we realize our relationships with each other, our proximity to each other is not a guarantee. We're not always going to be next door neighbors, even though we are not next door, but we're not always going to be next door neighbors with the people next to us, even though it feels like forever. But when we remember that the eternal mindset is so much easier to access than just this assumption that life is going to continue the way it always has. Mm-hmm. So it's a grace and a gift in and of itself to be in a place where we have to say goodbye and remind ourselves that eternity is a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that what I said about being able to, connect, because we all believe in Jesus and God, and we surrender our lives to Him, is because in this transient period of ours here at JARS, it's this is what brought us together. And we know it's going to be for not a long period, but we know that this time what brings us together is Christ. It brings us unity, and that helps us encourage one another. And also that helps us see the value in it. All right, I value this relationship so much because I don't know how long it's going to last. So you value it so much more than other people that I've known that live in the same town for years, and they just take their relationships for granted. They are not aware of how important those relationships are.
Yeah. And also I was thinking, just while we were talking, Jesus had a very transient lifestyle, and he would have said goodbye. It just brings into perspective the passage, we do not have a high priest who's unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but has been in every way tempted as we are, yet without sin. That idea that he has experienced the pain of goodbyes, the tension of being in a place for who knows how long, with people that he cares about more deeply than I could ever imagine, and then he has to say goodbye. Even leaving his disciples, there would have been a time where that goodbye felt before the Holy Spirit, and that unity became permanent. That that goodbye. So it makes it so much easier for me to come to Jesus with my emotions, because it's not I have to explain how I feel. It's Jesus, you know exactly how I feel.
Yep.
How help.
You felt the separation of saying goodbye to Lazarus, even though he came back like an hour later. There was still a weeping over the feeling of separation.
So I think it's just another example of how close, like, just the magnitude of what Jesus did to go from an eternal relationship in perfection with God to this humility of coming to earth and experiencing all of the pain and the separation and the sadness and the goodbyes and the discomfort and the unknowns, so that he could comfort us. I was reading 2 Corinthians this morning, and it's like, as we suffer as Christ did, we are also comforted as like in the same way that we are comforted with the comfort of Christ. Like, the magnitude that we experience the things that he experienced, he can comfort us in it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and that's where we put our hope. Like, he's our shield or refuge, and that's what helps us go through. He's the only one that helps us go through all of these transitions and goodbyes and also new hellos.
Okay, so I have a question, but I'm only going to allow a short response from each person, mostly because of time.
Define short. Just kidding.
Yes. So now, as those who are potentially leaving long-term friendships, or those things that were long-term friendships behind, let's say, Sam and I, we were best friends in high school, and then in college, and now you're going off to the missions field, and we won't have that proximity anymore. For those in your guys' lives, like that kind of relationship, P.S., Sam and I did not go to the same high school, we did not know each other in college, this is purely hypothetical. What would be the best way for me to reach out to you?
WhatsApp?
Okay, so like...
Sorry, my brain goes to the practical.
So, like, what kind of distance relationship would be something that's either encouraging or you're like, oh, that feels sustainable? Because there's not going to be a shared, like... I won't viscerally understand what it is you do every day. The kind of work, the house you live in, the lifestyle you live there. But what would be a way for me to reach out and just connect in some way?
I think some of the things that have been most encouraging for me, like people who I've had to say goodbye to, then reaching out as I've bounced around, is like people just intentionally asking, like, hey, how are you doing? Like, how actually are you doing? And then also people, like, praying for me, or, like, I think those would probably be two, like, people asking, like, directly, like, hey, how actually are you doing? And then also just, like, praying with people, like, it's a little different over the phone, but it's still appreciated. And, I think that's been sort of what I've appreciated the most, like, where it's not, like, like, somebody just calls and is like, hey, did you see that, I don't know,
I think that because of our line of work, I don't know if this has happened to you guys, but a lot, like, you find yourself investing a lot into people. And then you're our strength comes from the Lord, yes, but sometimes it's like, oh, it would be nice if someone asked me how I am. I don't know, that is...
Well, that's what, too, I think, so I have to, like, sometimes I really want somebody to ask how I am, and other times... Like, I have some friends that I call and we just make fun of each other for half an hour. And it's great, and I feel great after it. And then, so it's like, I don't know, it's sort of, like, I don't know, I think maintaining, I guess it just really depends on the day and the person, but I think...
But someone who takes the time to create the space where you can, whether you know you are wearing it or not, kind of take off the mask and let down the guard and just be like, this is what's going on. That because of ministry work, I don't always feel like I can share with people around me.
I think that, I like that a lot. Somebody I feel like, hey, I can take the mask off. I don't have to have this, like, hey, I'm a missionary. I generally try
Yeah.
not to live like that anyway, because it's way too...
Good policy.
Yeah.
It's way
It
too
is good
tiring
policy.
in my opinion. But yeah, I think
We
so.
don't get paid an actor's salary, so that's just too much work.
That's extras.
But yeah, I get somebody that just calls. I think that is genuinely concerned about, hey, how I'm doing, and I don't know, somebody just to have like a nice, fun conversation with.
Okay.
So I don't know. Those sort of seem like two like completely opposite things, but those are two things that I've appreciated a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I think I'd appreciate if maybe, I don't know, a friendship from the other end. And this hasn't happened to me a lot, but would extend grace, because sometimes you're so busy. Like right now we're going through so many transitions.
Yeah.
And maybe I cannot be there for someone as I was able to before. And it's not personal, but sometimes I have lost friendships because of this, because they take it personal. And it's like, now this going through. And this happens not only in missions. It has happened to me before going through big transitions in life.
Yeah.
Just maybe extending grace, like, no, it's not personal, I promise. It's just that I'll get back to you as soon as I'm, like...
I have the mental capacity.
Exactly, to mental, emotional capacity to get back to you. Maybe just that, and if I forget to text back, just send me another text. And
Yeah,
you
that's
forgot.
a good one.
Text me, and I'm like, alright, sorry, didn't see it. Not personal, again. Sometimes you don't have the bandwidth to...
The amount of times I have read a text, not been able to respond in the moment, and then it's a read text. It just disappears in the list of read texts. There is a way to unread.
Yes.
Mark something as unread now, which is good if I think about doing it.
Super useful. I use that one all the time.
I don't think about doing it.
No, but that is a really good point. Like asking people, for people who care about you to extend you the grace to not respond.
Yeah.
That's a big deal, and not one that we think about asking for.
Yeah.
But that's very insightful.
Thanks.
Or sometimes it's like you've been mentally focused on one thing the whole day,
That
and then you
needs
get a
to get
text
done.
that's 180 degrees off, and you're like, I do not have the ability to emotionally transition from this conversation that I've been having all day to that one.
Yeah.
So it is being pushed off for now.
Yeah.
That would be the one for me.
Yeah. How about you, Anna?
I really like Nicole's answer. But I think something that I appreciate is a text that lets me know that you're thinking about me without requiring me to respond. So like if I have the capacity, I will. But if I don't feel like I've left something undone. So it's like hey, I was praying for you this morning, and I can just like the message, or we can start a conversation. I think that is helpful, or that is a gift, because I feel seen, but it doesn't feel like it's pulling from me. I have the option to engage. I think with texting and the internet, it's just a very different way of engaging. And so there's weird gaps of time that are appropriate and not appropriate to let pass before you re-engage. And so texts that give me the out to pick this conversation up later, like even a couple weeks later, hey, thank you for reaching out at that time. I think that's a helpful thing for me. Just hey, I was thinking about you. Miss you, love you, bye. So those are texts that I tend to send because I want to receive them.
Okay.
Yeah,
we to receive.
Yeah. The amount of time that I will agonize over a text, I'm like, am I wording this enough with enough exit? Like, is there an out for this person in whatever I'm saying? Which you don't have to do as much in person, because you can communicate with nonverbals. You can read the nonverbals even as you're asking to modify your question. A text has no facial expressions unless you use an emoji. So
Now, listening to both of their responses, I think, like, I never have a conversation over texts. I just...
Oh, I am the worst.
I just call a person, or I never respond to the text.
Yeah. That gives
And
me
so I think-
anxiety. Call it? No.
So I think most people that know me know if they actually want to talk to me, they have to call.
So I
That's good.
have like 2 friendships that, except for this last semester of doing night classes, I have been very intentional in maintaining. And we will call and be on the phone for an hour with either of these people, and they're in different stages of life. I knew them at,
You knew them at
different-ish times.
They overlapped,
Yeah.
but you knew them at different times.
I know them very well. They know me very well, and I have different kinds of conversations with each of them. But like those 2 relationships are super helpful for me. Where it's just like, whatever. I've had a stressful day at work. I'm gonna call someone who is totally outside of what is right around me, and we're just gonna talk life or talk something stupid. I'll call and be like, "Hey, I'm having this anxiety over raising my child.
Oh,
You have been through this. You have college students that are your kids now. How do I
You have college students, so your kids are now
your
in
kids
college.
are in college? Yeah, whatever. I mean, he is a professor of college students, so he's got college students as well. He's been super honest with me, but I also super respect the way he does life, and I'm like, I want some of that in my life. So having those relationships has been incredibly helpful for me.
How would you answer?
Probably the most useful thing is a text that says, "Hey, when can you call this week?"
Oh, I like that.
Love that question, because then it's like, all right, let me pull up my calendar. Great, this is a free evening. I'm putting it on, and then I'm going to let Anna know, hey, I have a call coming up this evening.
I like that answer
So
too.
I can yeah. That is the most helpful for me. When can you call this week? I'm like, perfect. Great, I can put you in. I will have the mental capacity when we get there. Yeah.
6 simple words.
Yep.
I love it.
That's very practical too.
Yeah.
It's interesting because they think alike and we think
Mm-hmm.
So, what has the Lord... Because we've been talking a lot about God and stuff,
That's true.
Which is great.
Yep.
But what has the Lord taught you recently, guys?
I am... Oh, man, it's a great question. So, I feel super bad because, honestly, since doing the night class, my, quiet time has tanked hardcore. It's been so hard to keep up with that. I'm slowly working on my next blog post, which is one of the ways that I'll stay engaged with Scripture and be meditating on stuff. And it's about the inseparability that I'm finding in Scripture between the idea of loving God and loving other people. Like, those 2 things seem to be so closely intertwined, even in Jesus' teachings and in people asking him, hey, Jesus, what's the most important thing that we can do? He's like, love God with everything. Also love other people. And it's like, I only asked you one. And he's like, the second is like it. Make sure you're doing the second to love other people. So I'm finding that theme to be really fascinating. And in Isaiah, I'm pretty sure it's Isaiah. I don't remember the passage, but I have it saved on my docs that I'm currently working through. The prophet is coming to the people being like, hey, you guys are really into the fasting thing and the Sabbath thing. But you're completely missing the entire point. Like, you are doing all the festival requirements, all the check boxes.
53, I think.
But you also are, mistreating the servants in your house on the Sabbath. And it's like, you've completely missed the idea that we're supposed to be taking care of other people. You're not giving any provisions to those who are in need on the Sabbath. You're not doing anything to love your neighbors. I hate your practice of the Sabbath and of fasting. It is disdainful to me because you don't love other people. And so just the incredible pairing of that, and I feel like that idea of no, I need to live super holy. And that means I reject all the people that aren't holy. And it's like, but I don't think that does not really track with the way Jesus lived. I mean, he defended a woman caught in adultery before he mentioned anything about there being sin or a need for repentance.
He was having dinner with tax collectors and people with wrong
sinners.
He didn't say a thing to Zacchaeus except for, we're partying at your house tonight.
Mm-hmm.
There was no, your lifestyle's bad, whatever. He partied with him. He was himself, teaching as he always taught. And by the end, Zacchaeus is like, I'm giving it all back. I'm finding that pairing to be really
so entertained right now. It's okay.
Really significant and challenging. Because it's very easy to love the people that you like.
Or that are like you.
And it's very hard to love the people that you don't like.
It's easier. I think it's a human thing to be like, oh no, you're sinning, I'm getting away from you.
Yeah.
You're a sinner.
Yeah. Or just, I like you, I'll be nice to you. And not, oh, I don't like you. Yeah.
What about you, Anna?
Oh, to pick one. I think a big one has been that God's faithfulness and his goodness are true regardless of how I'm feeling or regardless of the good or regardless of the relative good or bad that I'm experiencing. So I was reading Lamentations yesterday, and Lamentations 3 has this beautiful passage that's just all about your mercies are new every morning and great is your faithfulness. But if you read the verses before that, there's literally a verse in there that says, you have sent your arrows into my liver. Like, I'm in agony right now. Things are awful. It looks like you don't care. And we've brought this on ourselves. I mean, this is Jeremiah lamenting the fallenness of Israel. It's the awareness, like, yes, I've brought this on myself, but it's horrible. And yet, your mercies are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. How good is God that he takes even the very worst things and somehow makes them into something good. But also, he did not promise that every piece of life is going to be good. He promised that he will work all things together for good for those who love him and who are called, which means me. I love him and I have been called according to his purpose. So I can take that promise as mine, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'll experience all the good that he has for me, all the good that he's working in me, even in this life. So it's taken some of the, I can be very in the moment. And so if things are not good in the moment, I'm not good. And if things are great in the moment, I'm good. Yeah. And so God has been bringing my attention to his faithfulness, his goodness that transcends whatever I'm dealing with in my moment, because I'm just a piece of this eternal story. So I've been kind of sitting in that for a while, and that's good. It's been really helpful in the mundane stuff of like, I feel like nothing's changing and nothing, like, there's a lot of good in my life right now. I'm not complaining, but there is a lot of the mundane, or I get irritated, and God is still and always will be very, very good.
Yes.
So
that's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Your turn.
So I think what God's been sort of reminding me of lately, it's interesting, it's not really related to what I'm reading. I'm reading through Proverbs. But then, what God sort of, I think he's been reminding me of, it's like in the midst of all the transitions Nicole and I are going through, it's like stuff is changing.
Yeah.
We've been moving around a lot. But then it's like God's unchanging.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's just been, for me, it's like something that's been helpful to remind myself of. It's like amidst all the changes that are going on, to remember that he doesn't change, and that he's my rock, my foundation, and it's like I need to look to him, sort of like you were saying, like for our hope, our faith, and like where we're going to get our strength from. Instead of the things around us.
Yeah.
And so it's like, because everything around me is changing, is in the midst of change. So it's like all these things. It's like, oh, my routine's changing,
Yeah.
and like used to be like my routine would, someone would be feeling it's like, hey, wake up, read the Bible, and
Yeah.
do this, and then, anyway, like routines are getting upset and changed, but it's like, but God's not changing. God's
Yeah.
still there. God's still the same.
Yep.
So yeah, I think that's sort of what he's been
Highlighting
reminding
and
of.
encouraging you with.
Yeah.
My
Good.
turn, I guess.
Yep.
Yeah.
One verse that I've memorized this year, and it's really the Lord keeps bringing it back again. Is
What was that?
One verse that the Lord has. Oh, I get it. Sorry. No, the one.
That was my
All right.
subtle reminder.
3,
Keep
2.
it loud for the microphone.
One. Here we go again. No, the one verse that the Lord has brought to my mind over and over again is Romans 12:2. It says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this
Yeah.
world." Do I have to? Yeah. Sorry. Sorry.
Here, we'll just do this.
Yes, that
There you
works. So that one, and all right, Romans 12:2. Do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but also trusting in Him. Isaiah 26:3-4 says trust in the Lord because He's your rock. I cannot paraphrase it right now in English, but I memorized it in Spanish. But just holding on to Him very tightly through everything that's going on, like making Him my refuge and my hiding place. Sometimes I'm not great at doing that because, like Anna was saying, like my feelings, I'm like, everything's like actually like no big deal, but I'm like, I start feeling anxious or whatever.
Yeah.
Just making Him my rock and my refuge, and try not to conform to the pattern of this world, how this world works, because sometimes that would lead me to all the anxiousness and all those feelings of like, I'm gonna die. Well, not like that, but so I think those are one of the 2 things that the Lord has been working in my life lately. Yeah.
Good.
Alrighty.
So good.
All right. Well, normally I'd end it just by, we get to a natural conclusion in the conversation. It gets kind of quiet, and then I go, well, goodbye. But I don't know if I should do that this time, or we could sing a song.
We could end with like an awkward pause, or
you could
sing a song.
Do you have a dead joke?
Oh, let's end it on a dad joke.
Oh man, you put me on the spot.
I
guess
I
I
got
do.
one. I got one. If you
Oh yeah, you should. You guys should do your jokes. Do you have one?
I'll
I
let
don't.
you go first.
I don't.
Okay, so this one, Anna was the one who introduced me to this joke. So there's this realtor showing off a house, 3-story house, beautiful part of town, beautiful house, comes fully furnished, like immaculate place. And she's showing it to this guy from Boston, and she's like, "Look, this is the perfect house. It literally has no flaws." And the Boston guy's like, "You got to be kidding me! How you gonna build a 3-story house with no flaws?"
That's a good one.
He's gonna steal it from you.
That's a good one.
Such a good
Oh, what about the Abraham one?
Oh, I don't feel like it's as good as yours, but yeah. So, a lot of people, biblical scholars, say that Solomon was the smartest guy in the Bible.
Uh-huh.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think it was Abraham.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
He knew a lot.